This is a story for those people who are not satisfied with life and think that others are happier than they are. To understand the story, watch it until the end. There was a crow who was very unhappy with his life. One day, he started crying while sitting on a tree branch. A monk was sitting on the tree, and suddenly, a drop of his tear fell on the crow's cheek. The monk lifted his head and saw the crow crying. He approached and asked, "What's the matter, my friend? Why are you crying?" The crow said, "Oh, wise one, I am very upset with my life. Nobody loves me, people treat me with contempt. Nobody gives me food, everyone hates me. Death would be better than living like this." Hearing the crow's words, the monk's heart filled with compassion. He said to the crow, "My friend, we must learn to be happy not from our circumstances," but the crow didn't understand the monk's wisdom and continued to cry. So, the monk said, "Don't be upset. Tell me what you would like to be, and I can make it happen with my mantra." The crow became happy and said, "I would feel blessed if you could do me a favor. Transform me into a swan." The monk replied, "Very well, I will transform you into a swan, but first, go to a swan and ask if it is happy with its life or not. Find out for yourself. Meanwhile, I will wait here." The crow flew happily in search of a swan. He found a swan swimming in a lake and approached it, saying, "You are so beautiful. You are as white as milk, and everyone loves you. You must be the happiest bird in the world." The swan looked at the crow with a saddened heart and said, "No, my friend, I am not happy. There are so many beautiful colors in the world, but I have none. White is just an absence of color. I think the parrot must be the happiest bird in the world, it is so colorful." The crow flew in search of a parrot, and when he found one, he said, "You are so colorful and beautiful. You must be the happiest bird in the world." The parrot replied with sadness, "No, my friend, I am not happy. You see, people keep parrots in cages. I am always afraid that someone might capture me and put me in a cage. I think the peacock is the happiest bird in the world, it is even more colorful than me." The crow set out in search of a peacock and after a long search, found one in a cage at a zoo. Hundreds of people had gathered to see it. After the people left, the crow approached the peacock and said, "Dear peacock, you are so beautiful. Thousands of people come to see you every day. I think you must be the happiest bird on the planet." The peacock replied sadly, "I always thought I was the most beautiful and happiest bird on the planet, but because of my beauty, I am trapped in this zoo. When people pluck my colorful feathers to make decorations, it hurts me deeply." The peacock looked deep into the crow's eyes and said, "I am not happy, my friend." The crow was surprised to hear this from the peacock and asked, "If you're not happy, then who do you think is the happiest bird in the world?" The peacock replied, "I have observed the zoo carefully, and I realized that you, the crow, are the only bird that is not kept in a cage. People don't try to capture you and put you in a cage. So, in recent days, I have been thinking that if I were like you, I could roam freely everywhere and be free." The crow, upon hearing this, flew away and for the first time felt happy to be a crow. He returned to the monk and said, "Oh, wise one, I don't want to be anything other than myself. I am fine as I am." If we look at our lives, we will find that this is our problem too. We make unnecessary comparisons with others and end up sad and cursed by ourselves. We do not value what we have, and all of this leads to vicious cycles of unhappiness. We must learn to be happy with what we have instead of constantly looking at what we don't have. There will always be someone who has more or less than we do, and if we continue to compare ourselves to others, we will never be able to be happy. The happiest person is the one who is content with what they have. These are words of wisdom and inspiration. Thank you for watching, and always keep smiling.